Hello, beautiful people. Thanks for joining me on here. I just want to talk with you for a moment. I'm hanging out in my amazing space here at Moonstone Circle, the healing space, and I just got off of a call with a client, and it was a tarot reading that I did with this client. And this call just really inspired me to share something with you. How often do we actually listen to our intuition? How often do we actually pay attention to what our guides are saying? What the universe is saying? How do we know that we're actually listening to them and not our own internal voice? And what I mean by internal voice is the voice of ego, that voice that is trying to keep us from our growth, is trying to keep us from really stepping outside of the box that it's created for us our entire life. Listening to my client today, just kind of talk about the confusion that's going on within them, it's something that I've dealt with myself and that I've even dealt with recently, where it's you feel you struggle with really hearing the true voice of, your higher self. Me recently, my issue with hearing my highest self has been this struggle of knowing what I'm doing, knowing that I'm on the right path completely with what I'm doing. And it's these little nitpicky things about my classes and making sure that I'm doing the right things and talking to the right people and I'm spending enough time and energy on things, and honestly, for me, when I get to a place of not really hearing my voice, my highest voice, my higher self, or my guides, I have a wall that I hit, and I call it overwhelm. And overwhelm, by the way, is ego. Is literally the voice of ego. And it's trying to tell you that because you don't have all of the answers immediately, that everything is just too much. So I want to talk to you. You, whoever's watching this video right now. If you are not hearing your own voice, if you are listening to ego and you're unsure of what's going on, take a step back. Take a step back. This person, they got to a point where it was I'm trying to listen to my intuition. I'm just very uncertain. So I'm going to just kind of call you instead because I need backup. And, the backup wasn't it wasn't really me. It was really, that person's guides. Those guides coming through me and speaking through me in order to get the message across that was already there and that this person already knew. And I want you to know that the majority of the time when you're coming to a tarot reader, you're coming to a psychic or somebody for answers, you already have the answers. They're already in here. And I'm not trying to discount what I do, but I do want you to know that what I do basically is just validation for what you already know. So how can we actually tell the difference between ego and our true voice, our highest voice, our guides, our angels? Well, with this person, the voice of ego was telling them all of the things that they didn't have. And that was happening to me too. So when I was planning my classes and stuff, I kept getting overwhelmed and stumbled because it was okay, well, you don't have this. You're not this person. You're not, you're not all of these things. And literally that's what would stop me from proceeding or from moving forward. So if you're listening to a voice inside of yourself that's literally saying, here's the list of the things that you're not, that's ego. Or how about the voice that says, if you go for the thing that you desire inside of your heart, that you're going to lose everything? That's fear. That's fear. And that is there to stump you and to overwhelm you and to keep you from really proceeding forward. When I was talking to this person, I pulled the Fool. And I couldn't help but laugh because literally, I mean, the Fool makes me laugh almost every single time I see it, because it's literally just this like, I don't give a shit and I'm just going for whatever it is, you know, that I need to leap into, that I need to jump headfirst into, and I'm going to do it without even thinking twice. And this can be a negative sometimes in life, but in this case, it was definitely a positive for this person. Listening to your inner voice is a practice, to your true inner voice, to your highest version of self, is a practice. It's not something that happens overnight. It's not something that you can just press a button and it magically occurs. No, no. I've been working on this for a while now. I've been working on this for about 4 years, and it's still something that like I've not completely encompassed. But that's kind of the point, is that you never really will get to a point where you're like, I got this. You're always gonna feel like, okay, there's more for me to learn, and that's healthy. There's more for me to work through, and that's healthy. You're never supposed to be at a point, and if you ever get to this place where you're just like, I've made it, that's not healthy. Constantly be working towards listening to that inner voice inside of yourself, that deeper inherent knowing. And I also want to tell you this, like, if you are constantly pointing the finger outside of you and you're saying, like for me, like I can't do my classes because of this person's schedule or this situation, or because of this is too difficult, or because, you know, my husband needs something, or my kids need attention, or whatever it is, I'm going to take time away from them and it's because of them that I can't do this. That is a lie. That is a lie that you're telling yourself. And that is ego. Literally trying to stop you from doing the things that you need to be doing in your life that are important for you. Believe me, this is not easy. It's not easy to decipher. It's not easy to work through. And I know, like, there's a lot of how-to videos out there of like how to listen to your intuition, how to, you know, not listen to ego, how to listen to your guides, and you know, the how-to videos are great. They're so great. But I want you to know that, like, you have to keep it up. You have to keep it up. You have to keep working on it. You can't just be like, okay, I've tried this a couple of times and I'm done. And it didn't work, so I'm going to move on to another how-to video. No. We have to build communication with our higher self, with our guides. And it's like almost learning a new language. How long does it take us to learn languages? How long does it take us to master languages? Be kind to yourself. Give yourself time and room to grow and to listen, to really listen. And I'm going to tell you this now, no amount of how-to videos or whatever is out there, and I'm not downing them. They definitely have their place and they're great, okay? And they can help you and guide you along the path. But the best thing that you can do is to be quiet. To just be quiet. To just open yourself to listening. It doesn't mean that you necessarily have to throw on meditation music and listen. Yesterday, for instance, or last night during our beautiful strawberry full moon, I did my ritual and everything, and I just felt like I needed to take some time away from thinking, from overthinking, from focusing on, you know, the ritual and the procedure of things, and I needed to actually quiet myself. So this is what I do. I drew up an Epsom salt bath and threw in some Himalayan salt with it and tossed a couple crystals around the around the bath, and I literally just sat there in the bathtub in silence. Closed my eyes. I breathed deeply. And you know what? I didn't do this for very long. I probably did it for about 10-15 minutes. But It was literally enough for me to open my ears and open my heart to really listening to my guides, to my higher self, to my deep intuition. And I felt so much more connected to self at that point. I guess the point of this video is I want you to know that fear is a liar. Our ego, however, it can be helpful for us at times, but when it's literally the peanut gallery constantly up here, that ego is also a liar. And it wants to stay in control. And that's not what this is about. We're supposed to relinquish control. Let go. The only person, the only situation that can fix you is you. So stop ignoring those little nudges, those little pushes that you're getting from the universe. You already know. You already know the answer. Why keep looking for it when it's here? I knew my answer. I knew that I was getting in my way when it came to my classes. My client knew their answer. They knew that they were getting in their way. And that this idea of being afraid of the things that they will lose got in the way of them deciding to go after something that they wanted. Life is about change. Life is change. We are supposed to evolve. Why fight it? Why fight the voice that's inside of you, telling you to jump? If you needed a wake-up call, if you needed that little nudge on your shoulder to tell you to do something that you've been holding back on doing, here's the nudge. Stop letting fear guide you and instead take the leap. Guys, if you're looking for any other kind of leap in life, I just want you to know, I do teach classes. I just mentioned it in the video. So if some point down the road you would like to come and do some classes with me, I'm here at Moonstone Circle in Circleville, Ohio, and I have the great pleasure of teaching tarot. I teach Tarot 101, and I also teach a class series called Witch and Shit Up, and it's about all things witchy. Each Thursday is a different subject that we do it, and it's so much fun. If you guys are interested in anything along these lines, head over to www.moonstonecircle.com and check it out. Check out my classes. I just love doing what I do. If you reached the end of this video, I am so grateful for each and every single one of you that watches my videos and participates in things. You don't know how much it really means to me that you guys are on the other end of this, looking back. And don't worry, I do feel that. I do feel when people are interacting. So I appreciate you. For any other questions, please feel free to email me. I'll throw my email up here in the video. You can go ahead and copy and paste that if you want to, or write it down. It's there for you to send me an email whenever you like. And otherwise, guys, please comment, share, subscribe, communicate with me. I love hearing from you, and I will do my best to answer every single one of you back. Thank you all for joining me. My heart is with you.